Hello crafters, this is Donna from Craft-Dee BowZ, and I have a very special project for you today. This is called the Keepsake box, and whoops, that's a good way to start. And it has a little lid and a bottom. We're going to show you the bottom, how to create the bottom. In this first video, I have to do a second video for the lid. So without waiting around anymore, let's show you how this is done. Now the one I'm going to do doesn't have these sharp creases on the bottom. That's an extra step, but believe me, you'll love the one that we do. So let me just place that aside for a moment and bring in the paper we're using. Here's the paper. This is a lightweight single-sided paper that I've purchased at Michael's. You don't want to use anything heavy or double-sided because the paper cracks and you'll get into all sorts of trouble with it. So without going too fast for you, let's show you how this is created. This is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. You can make this box in any size you like as long as it's a square. So this is 12 by 12, and we're going to start by flipping it over the designer side down. We're going to turn it, and we're going to fold it in half diagonally, and you're just going to press down in the center and go out from the sides. That's the best way to get a good crease. And you might want to use your bone folder. Okay, we have a triangle. Next step is to fold that triangle in half and crease again using your bone folder. Now we're going to be making squash folds. So what I want you to do is open this up, turn it around so that the open ends are toward you. Since I'm right-handed, I'll start with my right hand side flap, and I'm going to push my hand inside right up to the very tip, and with my other hand I'm going to squash it down, and you see this crease here. You want it to line up with the points and the creases underneath. So you want to push that down. When you get it into place, just squash it down and use your bone folder. We're going to do the same thing to the opposite side. So what we're going to do is just flip this over and take this flap, and you have a crease here. Let's just fold it back on that crease. That will give you easier working room. We're going to do the same squash fold. Open this up, push your hand in there, push down on the flap, lining up your points and your creases, and crease it down. Use your bone folder. And this is what you have. It's actually a square. So I'm keeping all the open ends toward me. It's just easier to remember that way. Open ends toward me. So I'm going to take the right hand flap again because I'm right-handed, and I'm going to fold that over so that I meet this fold right here in the center. And you want to try and keep your points nice and sharp if you can. Fold that down. That's not going to be a good point, but we'll get through it. Take the other side, do the same thing, bring it over to meet the other side in the center, and crease it down, and you have one point made. Now we're going to do squash folds again on both these flaps. So lift one flap, open it up, push your finger in there, and push down on the flap, always lining up this crease with this crease. And once you get it in line, press it down, and you're all set with that one. Let's do the same to the opposite side. Open it up, push your finger in, squash it down, lining up the creases all the way down, and use your bone folder again. You're left with this piece in the center. You're simply going to lift it up and fold it over, and it will only go as far as the edges of these folds over on this side, keeping in mind that you have your center crease and you want to keep it lined up with the center crease that's already showing. So you want to press that down and use your bone folder. Okay, now we need to do the opposite side. So pick up your work, flip it over, and I'm going to bring the open sides down towards me again. It's just easier for me. You'll find your own comfort level with it. Take the right-hand side, fold it over toward that center crease. Let's get this in here. And press down. Do the same thing to the other side. Bring it over to meet the other fold. get my little creases in here. And press down. We're going to do those squash folds again. So open one side, push in with your finger, squash down, lining up your center creases. And I find using a bone folder really does help a lot. It makes it nice sharp. Again, on the other side, push your finger in, press down, lining up your center creases. And bone fold. This piece in the center, you're going to just fold it over. You notice it didn't quite meet. You're not going to see that. Again, fold it over, lining up your straight crease. Okay, two sides are done. This is what it looks like when you've gotten two sides done. We're going to complete the other two sides. So take each one of these flaps, pull each one toward you and the other ones away from you. And you're ready now to fold the last pieces of this particular project. So if you like, you can turn your work upside down. Again, open pieces toward you. It's probably a good habit to get into that. That way you know exactly where these folds are going to be. This already has a crease, and you're just going to fold it back on itself. And use your bone folder. The same thing with the other side. It has a crease. Fold it back on itself. Now we don't have to do the squash fold because it's already been done. All we need to do is fold this over. So we're just going to flip it over, lining up our center creases, press it down, and we're going to pick up our work, flip it over, turn it upside down, open pieces toward me. We're going to reverse this on the crease that's already made, press it down. Same thing here, just reverse it on that crease. This one's fighting me. You can tell if you had any thicker paper, it would really give you an argument. Take our last point and fold it down, squash it down, and use your bone folder. So here you have all the folds that are needed to create this box. Now we're going to open it. And this is where you have to become a little bit gentle because all papers are not created equal. Some are lighter weight. They may crack on you. You're going to find a happy medium. I happened to purchase this at Michael's. I don't know if I mentioned that before. It's a lightweight paper, and it's just the right thickness. So we're just going to place our hand inside, and we're going to push it open on all four sides. And you're also going to push on the bottom, and you're going to open this up. Open, open. Go all around gently with your fingers and just push everything out. And there you have the beginnings of your keepsake box. Now what I did here was I used peel-offs, and I placed them along the points on all four sides. I placed a medallion in the center. You can place a flower, whatever you like. You can even stamp it. Once all of that work is done on these 4 points, you're going to take your points, put a good tacky glue on the bottom. I wouldn't use tape. And just bend it over and just hold it into place until the glue starts to set up. And do that to all 4 sides. And your keepsake box will be all made. So I'll see you again in part 2 of the video so that we can decorate the cover and create it as well. Bye-bye now. Enjoy.